On the top of main class, you have to write @enable discovery client. You must write @enable discovery client. That's the one thing. Another thing is @enable discovery client. Now you have to write URL. Second one is what? You have to write URL connecting to Eureka server. In application.properties, you have to mention URL of Eureka server so that the microservice will be registered with what? Eureka server. These are the two aspects that we have to do, guys. These are the two things that we have to do in order to make my application talking with what? Register with Eureka server. In order to make my application register with Eureka server, these are the two activities that we need to do. Okay, shall we see what we can do? Let's open Eclipse IDE. Open the paint. File, open Spring. What's your batch code? 719. Spring Boot microservices. Why strength is less today? Is too cold outside. In winter, cold only will be there. Yeah. What's the one? Session 5. Yeah. Publishing microservice with what? This. Yeah. So many points are there, but 2 points are important. You develop the RESTful web service having what? @enable discovery client. To tell that Eureka server, it is discovery client. Eureka discovery client, enable discovery client means it is indirectly what? Client to Eureka server. In Spring Boot through 3.x, they made it as what? Discovery client. Up to 2.x, they have given annotation as what? Eureka client. That is Eureka server. This is Eureka client. Now they change it to @enable discovery client. Next, in application.properties, you have to mention URL. Okay, URL pointing to Eureka server so that this microservice will be registered with what? Eureka server. So that this microservice will be registered with what? Eureka server. Publishing microservice to Eureka server. That is what? R&D server. Every MS must be published or registered with what? Eureka server by becoming what? Eureka client. We need to develop microservice as what? Spring REST controller, adding the support of what? Enable Eureka client 2.x or enable discovery client 3.x. Enable Eureka client 2.x, enable discovery client 3.x. Spring REST project, Spring REST project, Spring REST project. All these are microservices now, guys. Having enable discovery client, new one. Old one is what? Enable discovery client. Yeah. This is such service, this is order service, this is one more service, guys. Okay. Now, all these are linked with what? Eureka server. That means what? So we are registering our microservices with Eureka server or not there, guys. So if someone asks you what's the difference between RESTful API and what? Microservice. Microservice is what? RESTful API, which is registered with what? Eureka server, which is linked or registered with Eureka server. Every MS that will be published in Eureka R&D server is technically called what? Eureka client or Eureka discovery client. That's the reason they have given, we need to add that starter, we need to add that annotation. Netflix R&D server is called no document server because at max, it will maintain the service instance of registered microservices, does not maintain any documents related to this. See, if you go for SOAP-based web services, whenever I publish the provider, one WSDL document will be registered in UDDA registry or not there. That means that's a document based server, right? But here, no document, just information about registered microservice will be there. No documents will be there. That's why it is also called what? No document server. The regular REST controller that is taken as what? Enable Eureka client and registered with Eureka server is called as what? RESTful microservice or only microservice. Spring Cloud or Spring Boot Cloud is a module in Spring Boot framework that is given as that gives set of tools and libraries to develop what? Microservice architecture based applications or projects. The REST controller application or project with what? Enable Eureka client or enable discovery client is called what? MS. That is ready to publish in what? Eureka R&D server. Eureka R&D server. Microservice is equal to REST controller class enabled with what? Enable with what? Enable Eureka client or enable discovery client. Nowadays, discovery client only working. Enable Eureka client is deprecated. In 3.x, there is no Eureka client. They have given discovery client. Now we have to develop one, guys, one microservice. Let's develop one Eureka server and microservice from the scratch. Already we have my Eureka server, but keeping newcomers by keeping the people who missed yesterday's class. Okay. So I want to develop the Eureka server also one more time. File, new, what is there? Spring Starter project. Boot MS. Yeah. Boot MS Pros to Eureka server. That's good. Yeah. Spring Boot MS is the module name. Say next. Spring Boot MS is the module. Okay, that's good. Tell me, guys, where is this? Boot data JPA. Yeah. Yeah, this is a Eureka server. First of all, I have to add what? Eureka server. I'm adding Eureka server. Say next, save. Yeah, to make any project as Eureka server, first what should I do? Enable Eureka server on the top of the main class. We need to add enable Eureka server on the top of the main class. Where is this? Yeah, here is this. Yeah, here is 02. This com.nt. Enable Eureka server on the top of the main class. That's good. Resources. Application.properties. Okay. What is this? Eureka server port number. Server dot port 8761. Okay. Make this project not as MS. Make this project not as what? MS. Eureka dot, tell me. Eureka dot client dot, what is that? Register with Eureka, right? Register with Eureka, false. Eureka dot, what is there, guys? Eureka dot client dot fetch registry, false. Okay. Fetch registry, false, guys. PR Patel, for your batch, I think I have conducted already how to interact with multiple database. At a time, we discussed it with Oracle and MySQL. As a common topic, it is already done, Mr. R.R. Patel. First, come to classes regularly. Waste fellow. I think we discussed in Nabas along with some other batch. I think that's the first topic I conducted as. The first topic I conducted as a common topic. Okay. These people. Before asking, just check whether it is there in the list or not. Don't throw the statement just like that. Okay. Fine. We are ready with Eureka server or not there. But main class, that's fine. 8761 is not mandatory, but it's a recommended number. I mean, everyone is habituated with that. Okay. Okay, fine. Right click, run as Java application. That's good. Yeah, tell me. HTTP 8761. HTTP what? 8761. We got it now, boss? Yes. Yeah, that's great. HTTP 8761. Now we have to think about microservices story now, boss? Yeah. Yeah, let me develop one microservice. File, new, what is there? Spring Starter project. Boot MS pros 02. What is there? Boot MS pros 02. Boot MS pros 02. Tell me. What is the story to focus, guys? Boot MS pros 02. Boot MS pros 02. Yeah, tell me. Wish MS. Something. Wish MS. Jar. Okay, boot MS. Everything is fine. Say next. Yeah, first I have to add web starter, guys. Spring web starter is there, na? I have to add. Next. Okay, now we will Eureka client. Eureka discovery client is there, na? I have to add it. Say next. Say finish. Eureka discovery client. Yeah, say I'm entering same number. Now onwards you habituate. Because in microservice architecture, one project will have many projects, right? One architect, one application means many projects. So how to make sure they are related? We'll try to use the same number. Suppose 10 projects have come. All of them will have a same number. Like this, you identify all these are related one. Don't think that I have given wrong number. No, that's wantedly I have given right number. Are you getting my point, guys? Okay, fine. That's good. Which MS? Tell me here. Where is this? Application dot properties. Here is what? MS port. Server dot port. Any number you can take. 9090. Okay. Register with MS. What, guys? Sorry, register with Eureka server. I have to say register with Eureka server. Register with what? Eureka server. Got it, guys? Okay. Now tell me. Eureka dot. What is there? Client dot. Eureka dot client dot. No, there is no need of correction all these things, guys. You have to link with Eureka server. Because no need of saying true. Why? Because already default value is true, right? But you have to give URL of Eureka server so that my MS will be registered with what? Eureka server, right? Okay. Yeah, that's a different URL, guys. I will tell what is that URL. Yeah, this one. Client dot service URL dot default zone. Client dot, tell me, service URL dot default zone. HTTP colon slash slash localhost. What is the port number? 8761 slash Eureka. Yeah, this is a fixed URL. This is a fixed URL and it is must be given, guys. Okay. Yeah. We made it we made it client to Eureka server by using annotation. At the rate enable discovery client, number one. Number two. Okay, number two, we have gone for it. Yeah, next. Yeah, now we have to develop the MS now. Was actual MS I have to develop or not their package. com.nd.ms. com.nd.ms. Where is this class? Which message MS. Any name you can take, guys. Which message MS. Yeah, I said no, it's basically RESTful application, guys. So MS development is not a great thing. REST controller, right? Next one, global path is optional, but if you want, you can give. That's not a big thing. It's not. Yeah, tell me which API. Public, where is this? Response entity string. Public response entity string. Okay, show message. Public response entity string show message. Where is this? Request mapping. What mapping, guys? Request mapping. Slash display. Return new response entity string. Okay. And when I meet anyone for the first time, it's better to say good morning now, guys. Yeah, HTTP status. Status dot okay. HTTP status dot okay. That's good. HTTP status dot okay. Yes. Otherwise, it's RESTful application adding two extra things. In fact, three extra things. Discovery client starter is extra along with the web starter. Next, property file. In property file, linking URL with Eureka server is extra. And to tell that it is not server, it is a client to Eureka server and at the rate discovery client, at the rate enable discovery client annotation. Otherwise, it is a pure RESTful application. If you want application dot properties, if you don't want to use, you can give context path also, guys. Context path. Server dot, servlet dot. What is there? Context path. Wish app or ms01. Some name, guys. Wish app or what? ms01. That's good. Yeah. Tell me now. What's the next thing? Wish ms. Wish ms. Right. Run as. What is there? Java. Already Eureka server is in running mode, guys. Now I want to run this. Run as a Java application. Say refresh. 9090. Wish API slash message will not come because there's a global path. Sorry, there's a context path also. What is the context path? MS01. Hey, still not coming. Not given. Sure. Oh, okay, not given. Fine. At the rate enable discovery client. But I said, but I have not done it. Okay, problem. Go to this, stop this. Right click, run as Java application. Say refresh. Hmm, what's happening? Hmm. Yeah, Eureka server. Acha, context path I have given in wrong place. Huh? One. Then no confusion. We'll go to this Eureka server. Remove this, cut it. Go to this. Yeah, context path. Optional, guys, not meant. It's optional. Okay, that's fine. Mhm. Yeah, that's fine. First, we have to start the Eureka server now, guys. Right click, run as Java application. Yeah, Eureka server is ready. Now tell me what is there? This one. Run as a Java application. Okay. Say refresh. Here is the story. MS01. What is there? Wish API slash. What is there? Message. What's happening? Huh? Okay. But it should give me. Stop the MS. Start it. Say refresh. Hmm? Why it is behaving like this, guys? MS01. What is there? Wish API. Then display our message I have taken. Wish API slash display. Okay. Yeah, good morning. It's coming or not there? Yeah. Yeah, we can also test through Postman, guys. Yeah, array, this is computer name, guys. Instead of local host, it is taking this on as a computer name. Okay. But see, our MS is registered in Eureka server or not there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, tell me what's the next thing to focus, guys? What's the next thing to focus, my dear? Come on, I want reply. Postman. We have to test through Postman also, na, boss? Yeah, fine. Overall, it's a RESTful web service, right? So how to create multiple instances? This is one instance of MS. How to create multiple instances? First, let me complete this. Hello. Collections, guys. Where is this? Place. What is there? Blank collection. The symbol. Blank collection. Yeah. What is there? 719. 719. MS Pros 2. 719. Okay. I'll give 719 only. 719 MS Pros 2. Okay, here is what? Add request. What is there, guys? Request one. 719 MS Pros 2. Here is what? Request one. Yeah, tell me here. What is the story, guys? Get. Okay. Port number 9090 only I have taken for MS. Then after that, MS01. Next, Wish API. This is global path. Then what we got? Display. Good morning. Are you getting it or not there? Super. Okay. Now, but how to create multiple instances for it? How to create multiple instances? Okay. Right now, this is our MS, guys. I think the one that is running is Eureka server. This is MS. That is in stopped mode. Now, Ratter. Okay. First instance is running on which port number? 9091. Okay. Now, let me start again because it is stopped Java application. Yeah, this is the first instance that is running on 90990. Fine. Now I want to create another instance, 9091. Save this. Right click, run as Java application. Right click, run as Java application. Total 2 instances are there now, guys. Okay. Yeah, this is the first instance. Okay. MS1, what is there? Wish API slash, what is there? Display. Output is coming. Oh, what was the mistake? We display. Okay. What's happening today? Back to back spelling mistakes. Yeah, that's the first instance, right? Okay. Say paste. 9091, 9090. First instance is running on what? 909. 9090, one instance. Both are coming, output are not there. Okay. But fine, this is good. But to get the feeling, output is coming from which instance? What I want to do is, let's stop everything. I want to create instance ID as a random number, and I want to inject it to MS so that I can give the feeling output is coming from so and so instance. This is only for our purpose. Okay. So generally instance ID is service ID plus some unique number. Service ID plus unique. What is service ID? Service ID is nothing but our application name. Okay. Boot MS pros Wish MS na. Okay. I'm taking this one as Wish MS as service ID. This indirectly becomes service ID or not there. This is service ID. Okay. Now I would like to have what? Instance ID. Instance ID. Spring dot application dot Spring dot application dot instance hyphen ID. Listen, instance is not predefined. This is we created. This is not a predefined key. We just created for a purpose, right? You can take anything, boss. Any key you can take. Yeah, tell me here. What is this? I want to use service ID while generating instance ID. Spring dot, what is there? Application dot name colon. Okay, colon. Tell me. Dollar server dot port colon. Tell me. Dollar colon dot port colon. Tell me. Dollar random dot value. Dollar random dot value. Getting my point there, guys? Instance ID, application dot name, server port, random dot value. Close all editors. What is there, guys? Close all editors. Yes, we are getting the things, guys. Yeah. Boot MS pros 0 to wish MS. Boot MS pros 0 to wish MS. That's good. Tell me. Here is my what? Eureka server. Here is my what? Wish MS. Okay, now let's see. We'll try to start multiple instances. Okay, first one, go to this application dot properties. Not compulsory, any number you can take. Okay, don't think that first instance must be that kind of thing. No. Yeah, this is my Eureka server, right? Right click. Tell me what is there. Run as Java application. Yeah, this is Eureka server. That's fine. Next, MS, first instance. First instance. Creating a new instance meant as of now, if it is a different mission, different server, I have taken copy paste of WAR file. But in the same mission, same server, you want to get what? Different instance means what? I have to run the application with a different port number. I have to run the same application with what? Different port number. That's fine. 9091. Okay, that's good. Right click, run as, what is there? Java application. No, have a look, refresh. First, we'll go to Eureka server, guys. Yeah. How many instances? 2. Okay, first 9090. Yeah, here is what? Here is what? Wish API display coming. Change the port number to 9091. Wish API display. Output is coming over there or not there? We are getting output happily over here or not there, guys? That's good. Okay. Now this is acha, acha, acha. How to know whether it is running on which instance or not? Okay, give me a minute. I'll just stop this. This is instance one. This is instance. This is instance one. Go to wish message MS. Okay. This is my private string. What is there? Instance ID. Private string instance ID. At the rate value dollar. What is there, guys? At the rate value dollar. Spring dot application dot instance ID. Spring dot application dot instance hyphen ID. Control plus shift plus O. That's good. Here is what? Good morning. Instance ID. What ID, guys? Instance ID. What is there? Instance hyphen ID. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Now I just want to know which instance is coming, from which instance output is coming. Okay. That's good. Yeah. Go to what? Eureka server now. You start it. Run on Java application. Wish MS. That's the one instance. This is application.properties 9090. Save it. Right click, run as Java application. That's good. Yeah, tell me, refresh. It's coming or not there? Yeah. So that's a random value 9090. It is definitely coming or not there. From 9090 port number output is coming or not? Yeah, fine. But now listen, one small caution, guys. Whenever you are developing MS, that too if you have a thought of taking multiple instances, don't dare to add DevTools starter to that. Why? When you change the port number, it will recognize the change. That means existing port number change it to new port number. There's no question of getting second instance. Existing instance port number only will change. It's a too danger. DevTools is advantage so far, but first time I'm showing what drawback of DevTools, especially when you want to run the same copy of application for multiple times. Same copy of application for what? Multiple times. Are you getting my point? Yes. Okay, I'll show the problem part now. Okay, this is, yeah, boot MS, that's fine. I stopped it. Here, what is there? Eureka. This also is stopped, guys. Go to this Spring, guys. What is there? Add starters, guys. Spring, guys, add starters. Where is this? Eureka Discovery Client. Sorry, already added, na? Spring Boot DevTool. Say next. Select pom.xml. What is there, guys? Select pom.xml. That's good. Okay, now let's see what's the problem in that. As usual, I started Eureka server here. As usually, I started what? Eureka server here. Okay, next one, Wish MS here. What is there, guys? Wish MS here. See display. Yeah, now this is the first instance. Now I'm trying to start the second instance. Okay. Okay. In order to start second instance, I said save. Since dev tool is there, it is changed to what? Since dev tool is there, it itself changed or not there? You try to start the same server again, same MS again. Yeah, it is saying that port number is already in use or not there. For second instance, 90901 already in use. That means previous port number is changed to 9091 or not there. See, it looks like I started, but 90901, which one? Previous port number only running or not there. So that's why when you decided to create multiple instances, don't dare to add dev tools. Don't dare to add dev tools. I think you got the clarity, guys. Okay. Okay. I think somewhere I have kept that. 2.x Eureka client. Okay. 3.x enable discovery client. Okay. Here one more point. If you're having plan of creating multiple instances for what? MS running on different port numbers, it's recommended not to add what? Spring Boot DevTools starter to the project. What is there? Spring Boot DevTools starter to the project. Got it, guys? Yes. Spring Boot DevTools starter to the project. That's good. Yeah, tell me. If you are planning to register multiple instances of MS with Eureka server, then we need to place what? Special entries in application.properties file for MS project to generate what? Instance ID dynamically. Yeah, multiple instances, guys. We already discussed it now, guys. Okay. How to create. Now I'm going with what? Intra communication between microservices. So we have seen how to create microservice and how to register it. How to create multiple instances of microservice also we discussed. Now time has come to go forward intercommunication between microservices. That means how you want to see one microservice talking to another microservice. For example, for all shopping activities, a shopping cart microservice. For billing activities, billing microservice. So once shopping is done, so it has to pass, it has to communicate with the billing MS or not there. Okay, billing MS has to communicate with the payment MS or not there. Payment MS has to communicate with the delivery MS or not there. Delivery or courier, whatever it is, right? So without communication, do you think it's possible? No. Communication is quite required or not required? Definitely quite required. So that's why now our focus is what? Communication between microservices. This is called intra communication between microservices. Okay, for this, listen. Consumer, the source MS, nothing but consumer MS, should have a special component. What, guys? Should have a special component that is called client component. What is there? That is called client component. Everyone getting my point there, guys? Come on. Yes. To see communication between two microservices, both microservices must be published in the Eureka server. The MS that provides services is called what? Provider, server, producer, parent service. The MS that consumes the services is called what? Consumer, client, or child service. Consumer or client or child service. That's good. This is consumer MS. This is what? Provider MS. Okay. Consumer MS will put the service in Eureka server. Provider MS will put the service in what? Eureka server. Everyone getting my point there or not there, guys? Super. Tell me. Provider MS will publish to Eureka server. Consumer MS will publish to Eureka server, right? Both will be published, guys, but listen carefully. Consumer MS will get MS2, nothing but microservice to provider MS instance. And using REST template, it will communicate with what? Provider MS. That means here also REST template is going to play the role. But with what MS it wants to communicate, that MS instance it will gather, and from that instance other details it will gather, like URL, path, request mode, everything it will gather. Okay, from the Eureka server. That means instance it will gather. Based on instance, details are gathered. Those details are passed to REST template, and REST template, using REST template, it will communicate with what? Provider MS. Using REST template, it will communicate with what? Provider MS. To do all this thing, consumer MS should use one special component called client component or client type component. Got my point? Source is a MS, provider is MS, both are registered. But source MS contacts Eureka server, gets provider MS instance. From that instance, it gather endpoint details, URI, path, mode, parameters, etc., etc. Come on, guys. Those endpoint details are given to REST template. Once you got REST template, regular exchange method and other stuff, right? Because of that, communication happens with provider service and output comes. But listen, we don't do that work manually. What? Consumer MS talking to Eureka server and getting what? Details. We don't do that work manually. We do that work, come on. We don't do that work manually. We do that work by taking the support of one helper component called client component or client type component. Client component or what? Client type component. Are you getting my point there? So there are total 3 types of client components or client type component. One is discovery client. Number 2, load balancer client. Number 3, fin client. Fin client is the best. Discovery client does not support load balancing. That means you have to manually select one instance of provider MS, though there are multiple instances, right? But load balancer client, fin client supports load balancing. That means though there are 10 instances for provider MS, it will pick up that instance that is having less load factor. That means you need not to select the one of the instance manually. It will pick up the instance manually and automatically based on the load factor. Based on the load factor. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Yeah, that's great. To see communication between two microservices, both microservices must be published in what? Eureka, sir. The MS that provides the services is called what? Provider or server or producer or parent service. The MS that consumes the services is called what? Consumer or client or what? Child microservice. Cart service, payment service. Cart service is what? Consumer or client. Payment service is what? Producer or server. Employee department. Consumer or client. Producer or what? Server. Cart service, billing service. Consumer or client. Producer or this. Okay, generally, consumer side, we keep the diamond symbol, guys, to tell that it's a consumer. Generally, the consumer and producer application will be represented as shown below, parent and child. Yeah, tell me. Pay, payment service, diamond symbol, card service. Doctor, diamond symbol, patient. Payment service, diamond symbol, card service. Doctor, diamond symbol, patient. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Super. Tell me. Microservice style intra-communication. See, guys, both producer, consumer, both are registered with Eureka server. Yes. Okay, look at the numbers. A. Producer MS is published. B. Consumer MS is published. C. Consumer MS uses client component. What component? It's a helper component. Client component support to contact the Eureka server to get provider MS instance. That is C. Okay, now D. Using that component, using that instance, it will gather endpoint details. Passes those endpoint details to REST template. REST template will go for communication. Because of communication, provider MS endpoint executes. A result comes. And that result will be there in what? Consumer MS. And consumer MS displays those results on the consumer MS displays those results on the console. Got it, my dear? Come on. Yes. Here, both consumer and provider services will be published to Eureka server before starting the interaction. Okay. Here, any MS can become provider MS consumer. Both are registered now, guys. Okay, this can consume the service of this can consume the service of this. Because both are published. Okay. In the given situation, MS can become both what? Provider and consumer. That is possible in MS, microservice architecture. Look at the UDDA architecture. I mean, it's a SOAP architecture, guys. We take fixed provider, we take fixed consumer, right? Only provider only registered, not the consumer. Come on. So here intra-communication is possible, guys. Here not possible because here provider is fixed, consumer is fixed. But here both are registered now, boss. Consumer and producer. That's why anything can consume any service are not there, guys. In the intra-communication of microservices through Eureka server, the consumer or client or child MS should find and get the details of what? Provider or producer or server MS by submitting its what? Service ID. For this, the consumer MS must use one special helper component called what? Client component or client type component. Client component or what? Client type component. Just now I have highlighted now, boss. Consumer MS uses client component to connect to Eureka server to get the provider MS instance. From that instance, it will gather endpoint details and passes those endpoint details to REST template. And REST template actually completes the communication. REST template actually completes what? The communication part. Clear, my dear? This REST template actually completes what? The communication part. Understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Okay. The work of client component in consumer MS is getting producer MS service instance from what? Eureka server by submitting its what? Service ID or what? Instance ID. By submitting its what? Service ID or what? Instance ID. Gathers producer MS details like what? URL, URI, method type, path, etc. from service instance. What instance, guys? From service instance. This is what? Endpoint details. Passing the above details to REST template of consumer MS to make REST template to send HTTP request to producer MS and to receive what? HTTP response from producer MS. To send HTTP request and to receive what? HTTP response. Everyone clear on this point, guys? Come on, everyone. Got the clarity or not there, guys? The work of client component in consumer MS is getting producer MS service instance from Eureka server by submitting its what service ID or instance ID. Gathers producer MS details like URL, URI, method type, path, and etc. from service instance. Everything is clear, my dear. Come on. Super. Yeah. Client component is there in consumer MS for two things, guys. Two things. Contact Eureka server, get the provider MS instance. Okay, from that instance, you manually gather the details and pass them to whom, guys? REST template. REST template as usual uses what? Exchange method or get for a triple X for entity method, triple X for object method to complete the communication. So, but client component is very crucial to connect to Eureka server to get the provider MS or not there. Yeah. As of now, in Eureka server environment, three types of client component or client type components are possible. Number one, discovery client component, very basic client component, legacy. Legacy means old, doing well but not great. Like Amitabh Bachchan is a legacy actor. Okay, SBI is a legacy bank, doing well but not great, right? Okay. Load balancer client, good. Why? Because it will pick up the less load factor instance of provider MS, right? Okay. Fin client is the best. Why? In Fin client, we don't write the code. We just declare interface with methods. Everything it will take care. We don't write the code. Everything will be implemented. Only we write like finder methods in repository interface. Query methods in repository interface. We just give guidance. Remaining everything will be generated dynamically or not. There. Okay, but we are going to study all the three things. Don't worry. See, what's the role of client component? More elaborately, I placed. Eureka server with the two guys, MS1 and MS2. Eureka server with both guys, MS1 and what? MS2. MS1 consumer MS, MS2 what? Producer MS or provider MS. That's good. Okay. Tell me, guys, what is the story to follow, guys? Come on. A client component is calling find method having service ID of provider MS. Clear, guys? B. Okay. From Eureka server, client component is getting provider MS instance. C. Okay. Using that instance, it is gathering endpoint details, URL, path, method, get method, or post method, that one. Next parameter, if any parameters are there, those parameters, gathering those details are not there. Super. All those details are passed to REST template, and indirectly endpoint details are given to REST template. That is D. REST template is communicating the provider MS. Provider MS is executing endpoint, giving the result. That result is taken by REST template. REST template gives to consumer MS. What you will do, it is up to them. Right? Yes. I think you got clear-cut clarity on this communication, guys. For modularity purpose, we try to develop client component outside the consumer MS as a separate class. That means we don't mix in what? Consumer MS. We try to take a separate class, separate package. And we link with what? Consumer MS. That means we try to inject with what? This. Application name given in MS project name becomes service ID. If we run the MS for multiple times, when we need to give, then we need to give multiple instance ID. If application or service having only one instance, then service ID itself becomes what? Instance ID. Only one instance means service ID becomes what? Instance ID. That's good. How do you create multiple instances for MS? MS means microservice. Just now we completed that discussion now, guys. How to give multiple instances. Yeah. How do you create Spring Boot project? By using what? Spring Boot initializer website. And how to open that project using what? Eclipse ID. Yeah, because what actually happening, if you go to interview, nowadays they are asking one more question. How do you create Spring Boot project? Generally, we say Eclipse ID or IntelliJ IDE starter project, right? Or Spring starter project. But some companies, one, two people are asking, can you create website by using Spring Initializer website? Okay. So for that one, I just kept the procedure here. Okay, don't worry. It's no way related to current topic, but okay. Now what I do is, anyhow, we need to go for intra communication. Na? Okay, the Eureka server project of that intra communication, I try to create through website, then I will open in Eclipse. There's a website, guys. Spring.io. Some website is there. From there, you have to go and give the input details. Then it will give zip file to download. Okay, zip file to download. Uh, that file you have to extract. You will get a folder, and that folder you have to open in Eclipse. That folder you have to open in Eclipse. This is only for knowledge sake. I'm not saying you practice it. To give the feeling you are not aware now, I'm making you people to aware of it. That's it. Okay. Fine, guys. Now, what is the procedure to do that? Yeah, the website. First, you have to go to website. Total, how many ways are there to create a Springboard project? Okay, how many ways using? No, using ID. All ID is same, guys. Don't worry. Using IDs. Using Spring.io website. That means initializer project, right? These are the two things. Okay, these are the two things I know. But let me ask ChatGPT. Okay, first let me complete it, then we'll come to that. Okay. Yeah, tell me what's the URL they have given? Start.spring.io. Start.spring.io. Yeah, Eureka server project I want to create. This is my requirement. Yeah, Maven project, Java. Okay, Spring 4.0.1, latest only we'll try to take. Yeah, next one, guys. Group ID, same. Actually, if we give in Eclipse also, that comes to here only. That's why you observe whenever we give all the details, one lengthy URL will come. That is also connecting to this Eclipse itself. Now we are going directly. Group ID, NIT, artifact ID, boot MS, pros03. What is there? Eureka server. Name of the project. Okay, Spring Boot MS. Spring Boot MS. What's the default package name? com.nt. Okay. Add dependencies. What are the dependencies you want to add? Is there any question of searching, guys? Searching is there. Okay. Eureka server. Okay. Eureka server is added or not there? Okay. That's good. Okay. Now tell me. Packaging jar. Properties are YML. Properties file. Java 21. Okay. Generate means you will get the zipper. See, downloaded now, boss. Downloaded. Okay, fine. Extract it. Open with WinRAR. Extract to. I don't want to keep here, guys. I want to keep somewhere else. Extract to. Tell me. Here is my E drive workspace. What is there, guys? Workspace. In workspace, what is there? A Spring 719. Where is that? 719. Here is my what? 719. Okay, I want to keep there. I hope I kept there. Okay. Yes, we kept all the details, guys. Yeah. Now what is there? Generate zip download, extract the zip. Yeah. Open Eclipse file, import Maven, existing Maven project. Okay. File. What is this? Open file. Import. Okay. Search for Maven, existing Maven projects. Browse. Okay. Boot MS browser 3, right? I'm looking for what? Boot MS browser 3. Boot MS browser 3. That's good. Finish. Yeah. I think we got the Eureka server now, guys. Taking time to build. Yeah, this is like, see, there's a psychological feeling. That's it. We don't know. Right? Now you understood the process, guys. In the website, provide every details. You will get a zip. It's an indirect approach. Actually, if you create in Eclipse also, same thing is happening. All the details it is giving to website. From website, it is creating project. In the beginning, I said, what is that URL, sir? I said, whatever details you are given, it is connecting to what website. In the query string, it is giving all the details. See, because when you submit the form in website, all the details have become query string. Na? Same query string is prepared by query Eclipse. So Eclipse also connecting to that website, only getting the project. But extraction, everything, it is taken care and it is looking our job simple. It's making our job simple, guys, nothing else. Okay, now tell me how to make it as Eureka server, guys. Okay, let me close everything. Close all editors that's there. Okay, we'll just make it and we'll go to next discussion. Enable Eureka server. Okay, that's good. Save it. Tell me resources, guys. Application dot properties. What is there? Eureka server port. Server dot port. Tell me 9090. Okay, it's a recommended to take. Yeah, anything you can take, but recommended to take 8761. Server dot port 8761. Okay. Yeah. Make it as Eureka server. Make it as what? Eureka server. Make this project as Eureka server. Tell me, guys. Eureka dot client dot register with Eureka false. Eureka dot client dot fetch registry. Fetch registry false. Register with Eureka false. Fetch registry false. That's fine. Let me give the feeling. Yes, what the project that we created is working as a Eureka server. You have to double confirm now, boss. Yeah, run as a Java application. Run as a Java application. Let me check. Yeah, Eureka server is started now, but did I create manually? Did I create in a regular process? No. Okay. Fine. Now you go to ChatGPT. Anyhow, discussion has come. Different ways of creating what? Spring Boot project. Yeah, different ways of creating Spring Boot project. Yeah, Spring Initializer, web most popular. Spring Initializer via IDE, recommended for what? Developers. Using Spring Initializer, what is there? CLI, command line. Through command line also we can do it. Okay, Maven archetype, Maven archetype, that's regular. Converting Spring database to Java project. Using Gradle init. Using Spring Boot project templates. Bapre. These many options are there. Okay. Yeah, these many are there, but don't worry about learning everything. Okay. Only two are popular. One is through IDE, other one is what? All command based. You have to give so many commands. For example, you take this, guys. You take this. For example, you take Maven. In the command prompt, you have to type all these things. It's how we are creating in same thing through command. Now, Spring CLI. Spring commands also there. But who will do this manual work? In command prompt, you have to write all this information. Whatever we are giving in form, same information you have to type in the command prompt. Check it out. This is going to be very irritating or not there. I'm not saying options are not there. There. Okay, check it out. Easy beginners. IDE easy for daily development. Anyhow, CLI or Jenkins related CLI automation. Maven archetype hard custom steps. Okay, tell me guys. Converting existing application. Medium legacy projects for old projects. Gradle init, medium for Gradle users if you are using Gradle, plain Gradle, not through IDE. Template medium for enterprise teams. So we have different options now, boss. Okay, out of this, two are popular and we have learned both the things. Different ways of creating Spring Boot project. Different ways of creating Spring Boot project. Spring Boot projects. Different ways of creating Spring Boot project. Everyone getting my point there or not there, guys? Okay, in that one, best is this. In ID also we are using initializer only, na? This is best. Yeah, anyhow, daily development we do this only, na guys? Whatever it is, this is the best one, and we are using this. Okay. Yeah. Different client components. Different what? Client components for microservices intra-communication. Different client components, microservices No, it is not connected. It is not connected. No, it is going by what? No, it is going by that one, binary protocol. No, this is not correct. Fine. Okay, let it be, guys. So now let's spend some time, okay, on provider MS and what? Consumer MS. Today we focus at least to complete what? Provider MS, so that tomorrow we can complete consumer MS having that client component, right? Yes. So provider MS I'm planning to take as billing MS, guys. Some random number it will generate as a bill amount. Right now, logic is not important. Communication is important. Yeah, Eureka server is ready. Okay, fine. Now, tell me. New Spring Starter project. At least you are out of that psychological feeling. Okay, we can create application using website or not. Okay. Yeah, tell me. Pros 03. Okay, Pros 03. Billing MS. Where is that? Provider MS. Me when jar this. Say next. Where is this, guys? Spring Web. Where is this, guys? Spring Web. Are you getting my point there, guys?